What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of I.N.C. Fishing Inc. Today we're going to be talking about the best bait you're going to want to use to catch those big old spring bass this spring when you're out there trying to get your PB. Let's go. Alrighty, guys, so the best bait to start off with generally anytime you're going spring fishing is going to be a red crankbait. A red crankbait is one of those lures that will always get you bites no matter where you're fishing. What makes the red crankbait really attract those fish is going to be the craws. Anytime a lake has a lot of craws in them, the crawfish are going to be turning more reddish. So whenever you're fishing a red crankbait, it imitates a craw. Next, one of the best lures to use when you really can't figure out what the fish are biting on, where they're biting, really what depth they're in, is a suspending jerkbait. What I recommend is a white, and then what you do is you don't go too big, right in the middle. The suspending jerkbait, once you throw it out there, jerk it a little bit, let it sit, jerk it a little bit. You can fish it in multiple areas, really figure out where those fish are biting. Last year I threw this right in the spring and caught a 4-pounder right in an area I didn't really expect the fish to be, but I gave it a shot. Another great lure when it comes to springtime is going to be a chatterbait. Why a chatterbait? A chatterbait is one of those lures that is versatile. You can throw it anywhere. You can try to throw it up in the weeds, trees, rocks, stumps, and you don't have to worry about breaking it. Chatterbait imitates more of a bluegill and a bait fish. These things you can pair with a swim bait. Depending on what you're fishing, what color you're fishing, one of these, pair it up with the right swim bait. When it comes to a chatterbait and a swim bait, you don't want to go too big. What you're going to do, start off with a size about what your bait fish are in the lake. If you need to go a little bigger, put a bigger one on. If you need to go a little smaller, don't be afraid to put a smaller one on there. Next, if you're not catching any fish, fishing's real slow, can't figure out where they are, what they're biting on, you're going to take a jig. A jig will just basically slow down your fishing presentation and allow you to fish a lot slower and figure out, okay, are the fish right on the bottom? What type of mood are they on? If they're not biting anything moving, a jig or a craw is going to be the best bait to slow down your presentation and maybe get a bigger fish out of it. Added tips when you're fishing in the spring, you want to make sure you're trying to fish those trees, those rocks. Don't be afraid to take your crankbait and run it as hard as you can along those trees and rocks, because what that's going to do is going to pound against those rocks, going to pound against those trees, mix up the sediment a little bit and get those fish's attention.